So here we are. Maybe the game of the tournament here. These could easily, I mean, this could have easily been the final. Looking at the coaches who I know, this is definitely two of the top 6 or 7 coaches it's got to be in the whole tournament. Let's have. Oh, now the dwarves aren't playing, we can have the control thing on. So they've both got 3 rerolls, thanks to the leader, Black Orc. He's got reserves and 2 guard, while he's got 1 guard but strength 4 thrower. Yes, well, someone PM'd me about Bucky's match and said you must be feeling sick right now, and yes, I was. But you know, fair play to Balsha, and he could get lucky against Dinarian, definitely. You know, he could win the toss and kill 4 elves off the bat, couldn't he? Or at least KO them and stuff. And I don't know how many rerolls Dinarian's got now, though. He should have 2. You'd expect with leader and. But Sport won and got a leader, so. But you know, anything can happen. Yeah, exactly, absolutely, Mile, yeah. So interesting, he's gone. This setup is what Jack Daniels used to use all the time on Fumble. There you go. So pretty interesting. Like, it is different because obviously there's no need to protect anybody, really, is there, in this game? You'd kind of like to protect this Black Orc as much as possible, but you know, the other guy doesn't have any mighty blow. He's armor 9. It's mostly just going to be positional battle rather than, you know, any rule of 5 shenanigans. +1 guard is better. Well, the thing is, yeah, pretty much. However, it is going to be hard for him to get the ball off him, and obviously against elves, you'd rather have the strength 4, sure hands. And he does have the extra player. However, his 3rd reroll is not as good as Straume's 3rd reroll. I'm really surprised he went for the 3rd. It does mean he could foul, potentially. The thing is, though, they have a... yeah, multiple games would fail the ball carry dodge, that's true. But with 3 rerolls, I would rather be limiting a war dancer to a -2D. Because they might have tackle anyway. Because, you know, fair enough, they're mostly up against bash teams. But they might have to beat Inari in the final. So pretty standard sell from him as well, checking against the blitz a little bit. Also, he only has 3 Black Orcs. This is crucial. Straume only has 3 Black Orcs, while Spartako has a full 4. True, he may not face any war dancers at all, but if you do, I'd rather have the strength 4. And it's a strength 4 player on defense as well. Like, you've got to play with a bit of balls in this format, haven't you? And so having a strength 4 player to engage on defense is pretty powerful, whereas having a dodge player, strength 3 dodge player, is not so good on defense as a strength 4 player. But yeah, for a ball carrier, I can see the argument for dodge, of course. But yeah, that is crucial. I think the biggest difference in the teams is the fourth black hole. But then I guess he's got a little bit of black hole. It means everyone can't get a cheeky 1 dice on him and stuff. It's no, he wouldn't be a great sweeper by either, but you don't need strength 4 on a sweeper, do you? You can have strength 3 on a sweeper most of the time. Whereas strength 4, he can just get in and risk his armor 8. You know, it's more strength than a strong team. It's certainly not bad, but it would be a lot better in res, of course, because then you could just throw him at people all the second half. So he's still got to be a bit cagey with him, because he is armor 8, and he's a valuable asset going forward, but he doesn't want to lose. So he did give up the block to get the blitz, which is kind of fair enough. There's also a lot of dwarves, remember, as well. So, you know, you might think dwarves have got plenty of tackle. Oh, there you go, he double scored. Can he re-roll that? Maybe not. On the other hand, maybe he gets cast and he loses his leader re-roll. And he'd really feel stupid if he didn't re-roll it and then got KO'd and lost his leader re-roll, wouldn't he? I think if it was like tabletop. So Mortlock 10, I better do the question seeing as this is going on YouTube. So Mortlock 10 asked, what would be a better format for the World Cup? I think just having it like a NAF style tabletop, you know, with say 1100 TV, choose 5 or 6 skills, and make it res. And the way it is, it just adds a lot more look to it, doesn't it? You know, people rolling plus strength, or plus agility on key players, and taking key casualties can really affect not just that one match, but subsequent ones too, massively. Well, the thing, you can't really judge the races, I don't think, Squirrel Dude, based on the performances in here, because it's who's using them, isn't it? You know, I think that's the thing. The one Lizard lost was against Straume, which you would expect. You know, even though Straume made a horrific misclick in that match. But even if he hadn't, he would have been up against it, because Lizardmen have a very good match against Orcs. Coin toss against Woodies and Dwarves. So Lizards are a good shout, really, for this format. The only thing is trying to develop their Saurus. Obviously, can be really bad in here, or getting a Saurus killed. So. Well, I'm surprised he blocked him. I'm surprised he blocked him and not him. But I guess he couldn't block him. It's funny, if this guy was dodged, we could have seen a 1 dice on the board, potentially, by him blocking this guy, chaining him into him. He'd go there though, wouldn't he? And he would have had guarded in anyway. But still, it would have been funny. Yeah, exactly. Just a single miss next game, and the Saurus come into the tournament. Absolutely viable. That's why I really don't like lists for this tournament. Whereas if it was res, if it was NAF style, it becomes so much better. Starting with block and not dying for subsequent rounds. Yeah. So I wouldn't have taken the risk of Lizardman at all. And I guess a lot of people would put off by the risk of Woodies. Yes, Ilbeard. I think my suggested World Cup format would indeed lead to more diverse selection. However, there would be a lot of Wood Elves and Dark Elves. So, you know, there would have definitely been more Wood Elves, more Dark Elves, more Lizards. There'll still be a lot of Dwarfs, because Dwarfs are a solid team. Probably less Orcs. There would have still been no Bretts and no Chaos. I'm sure of that. But I think it would have been less of a dwarf fest for sure. Yeah, Norse. There've been more Norse as well, because obviously the lack of res really hurts Norse. And depending on how you did it, some NAF tournaments give more skills to the tier 2 teams. So if like humans were going to get more skills or more doubles, what have you, then maybe people would have taken them there. Yeah, rats would have been taken more as well in the res environment, maybe. I think rats are normally just taken by people who like rats though. So he's leaving 3 guys in contact with 1, which is, I like to do that. If you're going to leave 1 guy in contact, make sure he's got all 3 in front of him. Straume's caging very conservatively here. I don't think you needed to X-cage here at all. You know, he's strength 4, and even though he had X-caged, he could have still got in for a -2D on the ball if he wanted. If he really wanted, he could have got in for that -2D. Which wouldn't have been that bad actually, would it? 25% to pop the ball, and he could have run around. But he's just doing a solid wall of strength 4 and guard, making it. I mean, you know, if he puts the assist here and hits there, he's got an assist there. So he's just making it hard for him to break through, isn't he? The old wall of guard. Guard and strength. Spartako seems really good on defense. Yeah, at least it wasn't 50-50 Orcs and Dwarves. Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised there was as many Dark Elves and Wood Elves as there were, TBH. Yeah, if Undead had been released, they would have seen big representation. Because, you know, they've got the durability with the regens, and they're great as a starting team. Skill up nicely the first few skills. Yes, he needs to commit his guard to a point, yeah. That's absolutely true, but where does he break through? Does he try to break through the middle, or one of the sides? He doesn't want to break through the sides, definitely not early. So it's interesting how he's going to try to get forward. Necro aren't tier 1 and low TV, but they're certainly not bad. I wouldn't call Necro a low TV champ, but yeah, Undead definitely, Zombies definitely. And Chorf's to an extent. Chorf's not that good, but in this format, He'd be maybe good. Yeah, exactly. He's not in a rush. But he is committing hard here. Yeah, Undead are a beastly team. Absolutely beastly. At low TV. And also, when you look at the NAF stats, all the NAF tons are like 1,100. So Woodies get a little bit more. And, Dark Elves get a little bit more. The Undead don't really get that much more from their 1,000 TV than what they get with their 1,000 starting. So Undead in this kind of format would be a powerhouse. I don't think they'd be 63 out of 64 teams, but they would have been highly represented. Probably still less than Dwarves. Well, the X cage was required this turn, wasn't it? With the Y cage was required with these two guys on the floor. But obviously, now Spartako is just going to try and block down as many guys as he can. He's got the guard there for 2D. Another one. Could knock down all these guys here and blitz a guy as well. So either he wants to do something with this guy, or he just wants to make the block first. Or he doesn't mind getting his guard in. But now that he's committed to guard, but his guard's even further over there, so it's going to be hard for him to switch back this way now that his guard's committed too. So I guess, yeah, it's okay to commit his guards once his guard's committed. And he gets the first AV break. And was that the Apo used? Yeah, Apo used on a turn 3 KO, which is absolutely fair. Fair thing to do with Orcs. I think maybe he should have. He could have maybe kept that for a battle he heard, because you've got to figure they're going to play overtime. But on the other hand, you don't really want to be a man down, do you? Oh, is he going to use his second reroll? Once again, it was on the leader, so you'd have felt bad. Yeah, but a player down, it makes his drive. I think on defense he probably wouldn't have Apo'd it, because he'd be expecting to concede anyway, realistically. Whereas now the pressure's on him to score, isn't it, with this drive? So I think it's okay. And there's no point in having a team for the next round if you're out, is there? So yep, he knocked down most of them so far. And he's got 2 stuns out of it. He's lucky that wasn't a 1-9 there, that could have really messed him up, but getting the pal on the guard is nice, isn't it? Very nice. He's not got a lot of good options now, has he, Straume? Up or down. Couple of stuns, guard isolated. 3 stuns, brutal. 3 stuns, his offense is just... I mean, he chose to go all contact, didn't he, to try and force the breakthrough. But instead, he's forced his own offense to just capitulate. Wow, this is going to be interesting. What's he even do? He's probably just got to run back a little bit, consolidate. Maybe over here and leave his guard stranded completely. The thing is, he really won't want to strand the guard, so he's probably going to try to get people over here, isn't he? Yeah. Well, Spartako's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players this side, 4 players this side. So he could try and run left, but it leaves his guard completely abandoned, doesn't it? Which is brutal. Yeah, if only you could switch to red and blue, yeah, absolutely. He did indeed misplace that guy in the first place. Yeah, I don't think he made the right move to push down here. Straume's an OCC champ, I don't know how many times, and he's won a big tournament on Fumble. Spartako is rated 2nd in the world on the NAF rankings, but with Wood Elves. So, you know, but he proved in the first match, he certainly knows how to play Orcs. Hello punishment. Yep, that's exactly why I don't like Norse, because they tend to have games like that one way or the other, and you know, I don't really like that aspect of, you know, the glass cannon aspect of them. But yeah, that sums up Norse pretty much. Yeah, he had to make that cheeky GFI, didn't he? Yeah, TV 1000 knows, because they've got so much block, don't they, in Frenzy, and the other guys don't have block. They're not so good later on because the other teams have got block to defend themselves. But a TV 1000, Norse seriously put hurt on teams, or they just randomly get diced and get killed themselves. So where's his? He didn't make a blitz, did he? Blitzing with the guard so as to not get him stranded, maybe. 2 GFIs. Or get in here. Stay where he is. Nobody knows. I don't think he knows either. Hello, Senai. He is a cherry McPicker, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't say a lot from people's fumble. Ranked shenanigans they do on fumble is completely meaningless. So there you go. So yeah, he just got him. He just got him. They didn't want to risk the GFIs. Yes, this was definitely not the tournament for Norse. So Spartako, he did okay. I mean, it was pretty much all he could do, wasn't it? It was switch over here a little bit. Spartako's really just got to hold the line, hasn't he? He might be thinking about trying to collapse the pocket a little bit, but maybe just hold the line. He's stuck him up quite a lot so far, hasn't he? Only 4 turns left, only 1 reroll, so he doesn't want to take too many risks on defense. Yeah, Orcs do counter Dwarfs quite a bit, yeah, because the Dwarfs don't get the guard spam. This is the thing, not like at 1000 TV, it's pretty even. But the thing is, it's hard for the Dwarves to skill up the guard on the Dwarves. So if it was a NAF tournament, then sure the Dwarves would have like 6 guard or whatever. But the Orcs are more likely to be able to skill up their blitzers and get guard that way than the Dwarves will be. Yes, absolutely. And in a bash war, when one side outstrengths the other, that's a pretty big advantage. So it's like the only thing you've got going for you as a Nurgle team, you know, at the low TV, is having that strength. Hello, Sam. Wow, honoured by your presence. So he did go for the push, which is fair enough, because these guys are pretty much out of it, aren't they? You know, two Black Orcs stunned last turn. With that strength out of his line, it makes sense to kind of push forward a little bit. But you could have gone either way there, I think, that turn. Nah, Straume was on your fumble team. Yeah, they are indeed heavyweights, absolutely. This could have been the final, couldn't it? This could have easily been the final. 2 of probably the best 4 coaches in the tournament. 4 or 5 or 6 anyway, definitely. There may be some that I don't know or who have taken different nicknames, you know. Who knows what some random... I feel the need for speed. Thank you for following Edwin20. Thank you very much. So, oh yes, so he's got the guards in right on time, but it does let him make this dodge away and reverse on him here. He needs to get this guy occupied at least. I would have been tempted to use 1 player to mark both, but Obviously this is fine. He's got to be wary of the switch now, hasn't he? But being Orcs, he can't get too far even if he manages to do something. Here. Anonymous
I
monster.
feel the need for speed.
There could be an anonymous monster, absolutely, because you know, Purple Goo could be in this tournament and have, you know, some random username. Hello, Kurgal. You know, Pete W could be in. Spartako could have been burned. He really could have been. Imagine that. Who do I think is going to win? Before the match, I would have said Spartako. He absolutely schooled Lupac last match. I think he's probably got the better team with 4 Black Orcs and 2 guard. Though his third reroll is a bit dodgy, and he also has 13 players to 12. But he's had a little bit of rough dice so far. Had to use 2 rerolls on blocks. So, but he's certainly played well once again on defense. Really given Straume very few options. And you can indeed start a new coach, a new account with the same game copy. Yes, punishment. You just need different email addresses. Yeah, Necro tier 2 in tabletop. But I wouldn't say Necro are rubbish to start with, but they're certainly not as good. And they're, again, better in this kind of format than NAF format. Because NAF format, you know, they're only getting block on their dogs and then some guard and stuff. But here they could, you know, they could have a dog and roll a double for Mighty Blow and, you know, score loads of touchdowns. You know, anything can happen in this, which is really, it's really, this really skews it, this format. Yes, Necro are better than under the higher TVs, absolutely Dark Technomancer. But still, they've got their niche in tabletop. Also, in tabletop, they get chainy if they want. So it's just the wolves start off rubbish, don't they? And you know, if you lose one, you're going to feel really bad. So it was pretty unlucky there not to get the power. Well, not pretty unlucky, obviously he was only 55% to get the power. But he obviously wanted to get the power to get this guy out. Probably assist over here for this 2D. Whereas now, he's left having to make a dodge, or well, he can't do that. Just block here, maybe make a 1D here and dodge. It's looking pretty horrible for him. So he's not making the dodge, he's just going to block him. Interesting. Ooh, mega power there. Mega 1D power. Yeah, absolutely, albeit stuff like Necro aren't a great choice for this. But I think somebody would have used them if they could have done, just because they'd be tempted by getting lucky with skill-ups. But yeah, that has given him the chain in now. But it's still only 1D. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Wow, the canoring threat. Unbelievable. It's just a bit of a silly joke, Brand Hill, about having a scoring threat, and somebody called it a canoring threat. I don't really know why. So there you go. Oh, did he? The highlights is just that Spartako's played hard defence. They've both used up a couple of rerolls, and now it looks like he's going to get 1 or 2 dice on the ball, depending on how he wants to play it. You know, he's got an obvious chain here, but you know, he could do all sorts of things, couldn't he, to make things happen for himself. There you go, you should always have a scoring threat. A canoring threat. To be honest, this could have been the final in many ways. So he went for the risky blitz first, rather than do the chain first. Interesting. I might have put him in there. I don't think it matters much. Just got the push he needed. So we've got the 2D on the ball. He can't really use a reroll on it, or can he? I mean, maybe he could. Now it will. He should, with this 15-second time. Obviously, he's got to use this time now to think whether he's going to use a reroll. But it doesn't matter. Well, yes, if it was a push, he would have needed the power. Yes, of course, it was the right order. It was just whether he went in here. Yeah, that was a bad 1D, even though he got the power. He's made the fatal mistake of not thinking about it before there, hasn't he? Well, maybe not. It really sucks that you get your 15 seconds to decide whether to reroll. So you've really got to remember in an important game like this to think about that before you make the action, because I'm sure somebody just made a panic apple or something because they only had the 15 seconds to think, and you've really got to think things through. Yes, Johnny Fair, they absolutely should have done it. It's really annoying 15 seconds, you know, when you've got something really bad happen that you just haven't thought about. It can be fatal. That 15, and it's so unfair sometimes, you know, when you're just not unfair because obviously you know what it's like at the start of the game, but you've got your 4 minutes there, and now all of a sudden it's reduced to 15 seconds to make maybe the most important decision of the match. It is the best for last minute choices, yeah, that is true. So Ironclad, you had a chat with Inarian, and his reasoning completely contradicts anything you and Sage ever said regarding TV 1000 lineups. I don't think it did because I commentated on his match and I said it's fair enough. He's gone for the more powerful team, but he doesn't have reliability, which I think is madness. I think is madness in this format. I really do think it's madness. For this, it would be fine normally. I did go into detail, so you can check out my YouTube and look at me commentating on that match because I did. I can totally see why he's done it, but I just think when you're playing in the most important matches that have ever been played in Blood Bowl, I wouldn't want to go with a risky strategy. I would have wanted as much reliability as possible. But he's gone with as much power as possible, which is fair enough. I can see the point of going with as much power as possible, but I would have wanted the reliability. Narrowing is plainly an absolute madman. It's a standard. It's a standard option. Went with an absolutely standard option. It's not the craziest thing ever. 2 dancers, a tree, a thrower, and 3 catchers. It's absolutely standard. This is what I said when Lupac revealed his rules for the Cripple Cup, and he's like, Woodies must take a tree and stuff, and I'm like, you can just take the standard Wood Elf starting roster with no rerolls. I said that as well, but it's not insane assuming you want to win. I just think it's insane with this particular tournament. I really, really think what I would want as much reliability as possible. I wouldn't want to leave it in the lap of the gods, which basically he did. But he got through the first couple of rounds, and obviously now he's looking pretty good because he's got a really powerful team. Yeah, 2 rerolls including leader. Yep, that makes sense. That stun on the throw was huge, wasn't it? I've just spotted it. Yeah, we just gambled and won, yeah. And I wouldn't want to do that here. Yeah, tree is great for this format, yeah. Absolutely great. Yes, I'm not surprised Unarian's played for 25 years. I think a lot of us have played for 25 years. So this is interesting, isn't it? What's he going to do here? He really needs to get his guard freed up, I think, to get him in the mix here. But he's manned up pretty well. That dodge failing screwed him quite a little bit, I think. But I mean, he should still stop the touchdowns. Just whether he can get a cheeky one of his own now, isn't it? Well, Planter, seeing as all you do here is troll, GTAB as Aguirre Week says. Yeah, well, you say Naren knows how to use his tree. He certainly knows how to not roll any 1 in 9s after making 32 blocks. But he activated it once where I thought he didn't need to activate it. Purple Goo uses his tree unbelievably well. Yes, tree value is that, you know, it's denying all of these 25 squares to your opponent having a tree. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, his team, like this is the thing, you know. Inarian went for 1,000 TV team, playing against 900 TV teams. The only thing is, he's got a bit less reliability than that. So I can certainly see the point, and it would definitely be advised for somebody who thought they weren't that good to get that extra power. And if you want to get concedes and stuff, you know. Yeah, that's why I think it was. I think it was a crazy play for Unarian, purely because I think he was good enough to win the first few games, you know, and he would have had that reliability, and I just think I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it, but it's fair enough. I think it was just a rat. If it just wasn't for the prize money that it's for, it would have been a lot better. Huge dodge there, wasn't it? Huge dodge. He didn't want to use the reroll, and he really wanted to make it. So he needs the power out, pick it up, and he's in scoring range with not a lot of options to catch him. He didn't follow. Ooh, so he just must be going for the stop then. That's interesting. I would have followed and gone for the stop. He just did dodges. So was that a misclick? It must have been a misclick, surely. We just wanted to get further ahead. Ballsy. Very ballsy. He does get a... I guess he could have... Maybe his reasoning was he could have made the 2 GFIs. And got really pretty safe. Extra 2 squares of movement, isn't it? Because if he'd gone 4, 5, 6, he'd have been... It was an extra 4 squares of movement. Was it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he saved 2 MA, yeah. Sorry, right, I've just got Twitch alerts. I wasn't looking and it doesn't come up now. If this seems really bad. Planter donated £1.39. Salt for the Salt God. Thank you very much, Planter. Well, donated for getting banned. That's pretty funny. I guess if that's the way he wants to get on the stream, that's fine. For some reason, I thought he stood up then. So he went 1, because he had the follow-up, didn't he? So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually only gained him 1 square of movement. So it was absolutely a misclick or a horrific misplay. I literally can't Syrian clad 13. My volume mixer has everything down ridiculously low. And to be honest, I just don't know how I could turn that down any lower. So yeah, unfortunately I don't know how to do it on this PC. But when I get my PC in Germany, it will all be sorted out. Yep, pretty much Monkey G. Alright, well, that's good. Thank you. I shall definitely edit it on their site then. Is he gonna make the 2 GFIs to go here? Yep, Spartako is the coach that wrecked Lupac. I mean, it wasn't even a game. He played completely brilliant. But yes, Spartako is the second ranked TT in the world coach in the world with Woodies. But he's proved dominant with Orcs in this tournament too. Is he going to do a cheeky one dice at the field one of these? Maybe later. Oh, this is only a line. Oh yeah, that made sense to make those 2 GFIs to there. So, you know, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea to get a few extra squares of movement, but he surely was a misclick not following. Surely. Yeah, cheeky 1D to free his guy. And now he's got no rerolls left, so I guess he's got to be a little bit worried about Straume scoring, but not really. It looks like it's Spartako's game, isn't it, at this point? All he's got to do is drive down. But you never know, there could be some kind of crazy recovery and long bomb action. No, to be fair, all Hunter does when he comes in is just insult me, and I don't know. I guess it's long overdue. So there you go. I think he should make an extra GFI here, surely, because this isn't really doing anything, is it? It's a 1 dice into a 3+ dodge. Oh, it's not a 1 dice, so it's a 3+ dodge. So he doesn't even do anything here, because it's a 3+ dodge into a 1 dice, which has to be a push and then or a power and then another dodge. It's not easy for him. He's got to go for it though, hasn't he? He absolutely has to go for it. Toxicity is never worth it. Just bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I will do that. Everybody isn't 16-year-old idiots. Yeah, Johnny 5. Yeah. So you can get this. Oh no, the lineman just stood up, didn't he? It's kind of irritating that you look at the board and you don't realise that this guy's already been activated because he's still got the white ring. Because it looked like that was a block out to get this guy in, but obviously that doesn't work. He can't get in. You can go for a risky dodge and 1D and stuff, but I guess he's got to go safety first, hasn't he? Maybe block him, blitz him or something. Yeah, the sound effects are disabled. Notorious truth sayer, but well done. Nobody has been removed. However, Straume used his apple on a KO on turn 3, which I forget which player it was. It could actually be this player, maybe. But it's certainly proven the correct decision so far. So yeah, bracketed him, which is fair enough. I guess he's got to go for the score, hasn't he? Over here, he just has to go for the score. So what's he going to do? Is he just going to YOLO it? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1D? Yeah. Oof. Interesting. I mean, he's really only got one. He's only got one Canoring threat and he's bracketed. So he's still looking good, isn't he, at this point, Spartako? Sir Ironclad, it was Aguirre Weeks that wrote that, but yes, he wasn't kidding. All one dice blocks deserve to be skulls. Yes, absolutely, Flashbinder. Should he even try for the score, or should he just go for blocking people? There's basically no point. I guess he should block him. He's got a reroll, hasn't he? Something could happen. Maybe he should try and make sure that he can't score. But he's not in scoring range. And he's not, so I guess there's no scoring threat from Spartako, so you could blitz him, go for the pickup, pass it to somebody. No. Quiet Weeks is a vision. So he's going to hand off to him, can't he, here? GFI hand off. So yeah, that was the correct way to block here. Hand off. No. Yeah, you've got to try for the TD when they've got 13 players in an apple. It's a fool's errand to not. That's good, Sir Ironclad. And then it was also like a 4+3+ dodge, and it was a ridiculously low percentage play, but he obviously had to go for it. So he's obviously just got to make some blocks now. No way to chain this guy forward. Maybe he gets lucky and removes his guard, or something. Oh yeah, he literally had to. He had to go for the score. The thing is though, if this player was here, he had to have blitzed him first, you know, rather than go for the score. Go as hard for the score. It's not even that hard. Yeah, it's not. It's surprising when you think about it how as low percentage plays as all of these crazy plays are, they're never as low as you like really think that they should be. Hello, Coldy. Yeah, Russ does say everything with exclamation marks. That is true. Yeah, that thing, live your life in caps lock, is absolutely is absolutely Russ. Yeah, Arrested Development. I tell you what, we were so unlucky in our Team Fantastic NAF team challenge on Fumble that Pete W got diced on a Sunday. Isn't that unbelievable? So I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about how unlucky we were. That's got to be the most. Pete W getting diced on a Sunday is the worst thing imaginable.
Outfield need. The need for speed.
Yep, Spartako, best player so far that has been seen, I think. Yep, no shame at all. Inarian played very well against Unicy, but he was multiple players up for the whole match, basically.
Outfield need. The need for speed.
Yeah, that's true, Sir Ironclad, but the thing is, oh, well, we got a rando KO. Yes, Monkey G, because that was obviously Poor Hunter, so I just banned him. Yeah, Aguirre's videos. The thing is, Aguirre made the videos, and I just uploaded them because it was easy to do that. But I definitely, it is a good idea, like a weekly highlight rig. Yeah. I would just try to, you know, do that later. Hello, Morgan's TV. Yep, that is. It could be massive, obviously, if he doesn't recover, because he's already only got 3 Black Orcs. So he did stay out. So it's 11 versus 11. He didn't do a cheeky foul. Did he do a cheeky foul there on the last turn? I guess it could be overtime, couldn't it? So maybe he didn't have to foul, or maybe there was nobody free. Yeah, he didn't have enough assists now. This drive it's a lot worse. He's got 13 players. I think without any assists it was worth having a foul of the lineman. But the only thing is, of course, there could be overtime. So so you know, you've got to factor that in as haven't you, the chance of the overtime. And I guess it makes sense to be ultra conservative in the World Cup. That's the only thing with with Inarian's build is I would be ultra conservative in the World Cup. And £1.30. Right. Thank you, Plahunter. I don't think there'll be a World Cup next year. There could be, maybe. I just didn't really try to qualify. That was where I went wrong. I should have really tried. It's probably $2, Morgan's TV, I imagine. I imagine it's $2. Hello, Orilensis. Yeah, World Cup every year with lower prices would be cool, but I imagine they're not going to have another one. They had one World Cup for Bloodbowl 1, didn't they? But yes, looking back, I really wish I'd tried to qualify for the World Cup. Morgan's TV, £5. This looks more legit. Thank you very much, Morgan's TV. It's a shame that you don't get to see the cheeky arm raise with doing the commentary and not being on screen. But trust me, there was an arm raise. So thank you very much, Morgan's TV. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, it's amazing how many people you see don't make blocks with like strength 4 Black Orcs instead of blitzers, but obviously Spartako's good and won't do something dumb like that. Good Christ, that is loud. Maybe I shall try and sort it out now then. Ilbeard, £10. I didn't like my beard at first, then it grew on me. Well, thank you so much, Ilbeard. Unbelievable. Wow, what an absolute legend. I can only apologise to everybody for how loud it is. I am working on fixing that. But wow, that's now more than Aguirre weeks. Unbelievable, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you so much. Once again. Unbelievable. Right, here we are. I've Googled it and see if we can find it here. Wow, that is amazing. No, it's not really easy to see how to do it. To be honest. Screw mental. I want to make loud noise too. All caps. Wow, thank you very much, guys. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, unbelievable. I'm not an official commentator for the World Cup yet, can you believe? But hopefully I can be. This is amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I imagine the arm race. Yeah. Wowie. Yeah, absolutely at the mad. If there was another World Cup, or if I could go back in time, I would have applied to like 20 the qualifiers. I would have quit all of the leagues that I was in. I was in so many leagues, and to be honest, the leagues that I was in, does anybody even care that I saw out those leagues? Probably not. I know they'd be pissed if I'd quit, but do they appreciate the fact that I saw them out? No. I'm nobody to them, am I? So I should have treated them with absolutely zero respect, and I should have quit all of the leagues I was in, and I should have entered multiple World Cup qualifier leagues, but I did not. I entered one, and it was pretty bad. I mean, that is just basically not trying, is it, if you only enter one qualifier? So, there you go. My bad. Sorry for failing by not really trying. I'm not sure they would change the format if they did do another one, but I think it'll be Bloodbowl 3. Hopefully what they do is if they ever have another World Cup, is they ask people who play the game rather than two guys who don't play the game, who they asked for their matchmaking system. So he's got the strength 4 in there, which is, that's the thing, isn't it? On defense, the strength 4 is a lot more relevant than the dodge. You could maybe, it's going to be interesting, because obviously Straume's Spartako seems really, really good on defense, and you would imagine Straume's going to be pretty good on defense too. But he's got these guards here. If he can use his guard well, he obviously doesn't have to break through. But it's good that if he does break through, you'd imagine he'll score when he doesn't have to stall it out to turn 8. That's the thing. I think he'll be confident enough to score before turn 8 if he has to. Well, some people have announced it on their Twitch, haven't they, that they're going to be official commentators. Nephews has contacted people in Steam. I should maybe do some Steam things then. That would be good, wouldn't it, Mile? That would be a good idea. Oh my god, Studman. Studman would be the greatest commentator of all time. This isn't easy at all, is it? But I mean, the good thing is he's not in a rush. So he's already got a couple. He's only got a couple of Black Orcs now. Just make these blocks, and hope that he wins the Bash War, I guess. Alright, thanks. I'll have a look at that. I've turned my volume down too low.
Straume. Straume.
Okay, I like Straume, but let's go Straume. Yes, absolutely beating hippie. It seems strange to just invite random people, but there you go. They did just get 2 random people to influence the matchmaking, so there you go. Alright, the rightmost one. I just thought there was one. I just clicked listen. Oh lords. I like saying Straume. I know that. Call up Yash. Dord and Voodoo Mike as the official commentators. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Dord and Voodoo Mike, the 2 titans of the game. They know what the people want. They know everything about Blood Bowl there is to know. They've read some stats. So who could know more? Who could give better analysis than Dord and Voodoo Mike? Why isn't that guy using Fireball for attrition? Yeah. Yeah. They have all the stats. They'd be like Statler, wouldn't they, in a fantasy football league? Johnny 5. That's amazing. Dode and Mike do not play Blood Bowl 2 matchmaking at all. Ed the Mad, no, that is true. That is true. Voodoo Mike plays in a Blood Bowl 1 league, and that's it. They invent new stats on the fly. Yeah, hot orc on orc action, absolutely. Yards without moving. Well, that's the thing, you don't need to, do you? Even though Dark Technomancer and Sam Davies have insulted my offense for being passive. There's no need to go Larry and try to move down the pitch before you have to, is there? Dode was on the alpha and beta testing of Blood Bowl 2, and that is those hours that he has on Blood Bowl 2 is hours that he did on the alpha and beta. Well, you know, there you go. Yeah, literally that's where all of his hours have come from. The skill on the Black Orc is leader. So he had to have his Black Hawk there, didn't he, to protect the ball. And he's squeezed him up, got strength 4 on the ball. Looking much better than Dodge right now. Yeah, strength 4 is great on defense, isn't it? That's the thing. Although he doesn't want to put him in the fray, like he's putting him in, he's got to do it, hasn't he? Because if he dies this match, so what? I do blame Dode a little bit, yeah. You know, I absolutely. Well, I can't say too much about what happened in the beta testing and everything, can I? But you know, he certainly holds some responsibility. Yes, everybody does. Yeah, absolutely, Aurelensis, yes, absolutely. Dode just does follow the data with zero knowledge. Well, a tiny little bit. Portraits are censored, yeah. So he used his reroll there to get that guy in. It's fair enough, he's got good pressure here, hasn't he, this guy's Mando. Went for a cheeky dodge. But he can get his guarders in here. Free up his guarders with a chain. And this other guy as well. So he can free up all these 3 blitzers if he gets a power here. Or just block if he doesn't want to risk it. So he can at least get his 2 guarders freed up. But once again, it's good defense from the top boys. Toad is not a robot. I don't believe that for a second. So there you go. So he went for the chain to get this extra block in, which is fair enough. But he can't free up this blitzer. But he's freed up the lineman and knocked him down by that. But still, he's going to have to do a 1D on this dude, isn't he? Not 2D. Don't know why I'm saying 1D. So you can 2D. He's probably going to have to leave him pro. Maybe he could try the dodge, couldn't he? 5+. Use armor 9. Oh, huge injury. Massive. Gets that orc out. Blitzer as well. Is it better to run him around here? Maybe. Get that blitz in. Run back, I guess. He's got plenty of space to run back, hasn't he? Plenty of time left. What I think is funny is that Dode is like Aguirre Week said. It's funny that Dode's profile picture is Brad Pitt when he is the least, like, he's the exact opposite to him in both looks and charisma or something. It was pretty hilarious. Wow. Statistically, a dog post only appears in threads 49.3% of the time. It's not a problem. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, strike return. That was a classic post, that one. That stun's actually pretty great, isn't it? Because otherwise he could have chained him out and then used him around here. That was a very, very fortunate stun. So he got that KO on turn 8. He got that injury there. It's really, the dice have definitely favoured Spartako this game. I think against Lupak, some people said that the dice favoured Spartako that game, and I don't know. I don't even know if the dice favoured that game, to be honest. But wow, another injury. The dice have spoken basically, haven't they now? This is looking very, very bad for Straume or Straume or however it is. Yeah, I don't think Spartako's going to throw this one. He is out blocking by a lot. Yeah, that's true, Vaeva. That is true. Yeah, he is out blocking him. That is very true. That is true. However, obviously he got this KO, and which has helped him along that way. But no, yeah, he's definitely outblocked him by a lot. Yeah, that is true, Etherman. That was great how he had a claw bomb and just refused to blitz with it. But let's not just turn it into a door bashing fest. You know, it's funny. It was funny, but I don't want to go on about it all the time. Yeah, the Dode game was pretty funny. Yes, sound effects are indeed disabled or against this, yeah. I thought, seeing as, you know, it's such an important match. Basically, this could have been the final. This could have absolutely been the final. You know, they're both top tier. But now it's looking like it's Spartako's game, and in many ways tournament to lose. You'd imagine he'll get through the next round, and then he's up against probably Sam Davies or Strider 84 in the semi-final, and then he'll be looking at Inarian probably in the final. Looking good for Inarian right now to get through the final. He does have to go through a lot of dwarves though, so he might not make it through in one piece. Hello, Moldripster. I'm just commentating, so I just thought you don't really need to see me on the commentary. So I've got the World Cup logo there and the live thing because I'm not actually playing. I'm wearing a hoodie, believe it or not. Yeah, it's on my YouTube. Yep, so Ironclad, you can check it out. It was a pretty funny match. I was gleeful throughout. Terrifying. So he's done well enough, hasn't he? He could have almost given up the surf here to occupy them, but it wasn't. After he got so lucky with these removals, it would have been an option to get him get surfed. But I mean, it's easy enough to get 2D on him, isn't it? Push him out, and then you know, relocate over here. Hell of a lot of space here, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get the ball all the way over to here. Pretty easily. And then at the end of the turn can make a cheeky GFI to type the guard out. I don't think the strength on makes a lot of difference. He's got the guard in here. He just runs around here, blitzes him. Oh, he's moved back. Interesting. I'd have moved him last, so I could have gone for the cheeky GFI. I think that's maybe a mistake there. Unless he's going to run around this way. I don't know. I'd have also maybe got greedy and made this block with a lino to get them away. I'm not really sure what his plan is now. Very interesting. Oh, I guess by blitzing him here, he's going to mark him. But still, he could have still done that first, couldn't he? It is pretty easy to do what you want against 8 Orcs. Yeah, absolutely. 3 players down on the pitch, including what, a blitzer and a black orc. So he's only got 2 black orcs on the pitch against 4 of his. Another stun. Yeah, he does have the throw here. However, oh no, armor 8 was not relevant there. Yeah, I think I would have gone for this GFI. Maybe, but then maybe it's not. If you move him later, that's the thing. If you move him later, and he wasn't stunned, you wouldn't have made that GFI. So you know, I think that's fair. This is a bit of a risky move here. This is why I would have blocked this guy with him. So then you get both of these out. It's a little bit risky, isn't it? You could. It's not too hard. Yeah, he's gone there. Now it's pretty safe. Now it's pretty safe. Is this the link where I said I'd probably go 20 on my first try? To be fair, oh no, it's not some guy. Movement 10 catcher. That's pretty good. It was so bad. The first run where I was 14-0 and then Bernd got me. Unbelievable. If only Bernd hadn't killed that teammate. Is he going to make this dodge? This is one of those big questions. He's got a whole minute to think about it, hasn't he? I think you want these guys to stay in here, to just get beaten up. He doesn't lose a whole lot if he dodges him out, does he? If this guy gets powered, so what? If he one dices him, I went with that dodge. I think that was I don't know, I think he loses a bit more by failing this, because now one block frees up 2 players instead of only 1 player. He's going to use the reroll. Okay then. Yeah, so there's one of those where if you weren't using the reroll, you'd probably make this dodge. And then if you are using the reroll, it encourages you to go for the higher payoff. and then once he's moved him, it's more tempting to move him too. But I would have just made this block without block after I'd done all the other stuff, I think. Burn didn't beat me, no Flashbinder, but he destroyed my team. He absolutely destroyed my team. And I beat him 4-0 or 5-0. But he killed the team's chances, unfortunately. Because I drew the next one. Thanks to a Lizardman one turn where he got he didn't even try him. Now I don't think this guy's doing that much here. I'm surprised that he didn't go for that dodge. Because if he goes here, he's taking up a square. He does have dodge though. He does have guard though, doesn't he? So he is good. He doesn't want to get an armor roll on him. You'd feel bad if you dodged and he died, wouldn't you? Yeah, I don't know. Leaving all of these guys to reposition, I'm not sure was dodging him to there. I'm really surprised he didn't make the dodge with the guard player. Oh, Black Orc rolling the 1 in 9. So I mean, he's just going to dodge him anyway. Like that was making this 1-die block was a bad play for Straume to make. I guess now he can free him up with a line or block, and then it allows him to move. But I don't like that play. I think Spartako brutally outplayed Lupak. I thought he played great against Lupak. This one, he played great on defense, and on offense, it's been a bit easier with these removals. But I think Straume's played pretty well on defense to give him any problems at all. But it looks like he should still score without too many problems. He's given it his all, or Straume, whatever, isn't he? He's keep making him roll dice, make moves. So now he can probably switch back here, can't he? But then that would indeed make the thrower somewhat relevant in the game. So maybe that's what he was thinking with not dodging him, using him as the pivot to get out here. Keeping this locked down so that he would want to dodge away. I guess right now he's thinking whether he wants to make this 2D block at all, or just make a blitz with the other blitzer for the block hit. But of course with him he could blitz this guy as well, make a lot of hits. So he did go without the blockless block. Oh, gets another KO. Unbelievable, Jeff. After making the follow-up as well, which was a bit risky, I guess. I guess if he's only going to go here, it doesn't matter which way he goes. And I guess there's no need to go much further than that, or any further than that at all. So what he goes here, and gets a bit of a cage and blitzes this dude as well. Something like that. Yeah. So that's why he followed up, because his plan was to go around the back.
I feel the need for speed.
Thank you for the follow, Trinian. I wish I knew how to turn down the sound of these things, but that's something for another day, I guess. I'll sort that out before the next stream. When did Orcs get claw? Yeah. When they're making 4 or 5 blocks a turn.
I feel the need for
That one wasn't
speed.
as loud. Right. So then something's worked. Then. Yeah, a few followers. Yeah, thank you. I can't pronounce your name, but Matt Camo, thank you. Matt Huey Camo. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Maybe. Donation is louder. Right, upload the clip at a low volume. Thank you, Canor. And the blitz over here. I would have thought he would have blitzed this guy down. Ah, but he ties up the guard with the Black Orc. That's a pretty nice play, isn't it? But you know, that's the thing. Now it is absolutely out of control. When you've got 7 Orcs with 7 players, it's easy to look good, isn't it? I mean, even if he fails to score here, he's on 10 players max. Yeah, mods, it is pretty confusing who's who. Spartako, we are looking from Spartako's view. At the moment it's Stroke's turn, and you can see he's got the white rings around him. That unfortunately is better than the colours. The colours are so similar when they're mirror matches. A great feature in Bloodbowl 1 was just was that you could set people's colours to black or white, which was really good. You know, if you could just set people's colours to black so that you knew who was who. You can go for the 6+ dodge for a 2D, can't you? That's never a bad play in this situation when you're down to 7 players. Yeah, I like red. I like red versus blue. Oh yeah, there is actually. Okay, yeah. All right, I've just seen the volume now. All right, we've got it sorted. Alright. Yep, okay. Sound volume sorted now. Managed to find where it was, and he got the 1D. So that was a great move by that Black Orc there. But, and this isn't too easy for him still, is it? I guess you can just block him and free him up, maybe. I mean, Straume, however you want to call him, he is doing well to make a fight of it with only 7 players. He's definitely doing well, but, you know. I guess he's got to push him here and just cage with these 3. Maybe get him up as well. This 2D will be huge, won't it? 500 bisons. You can have 500 bisons for that flash binder. I will do it after the match. Because you know how much I struggle with these kind of things. The reason for the huge ass live thing on my screen, Murloc Joe, is the first match that I commentated on. Everybody who came into the chat was, is this live or a replay? And it did my head in. I was just every 3 or 4 minutes, I was like, it's live, yes, it's live, this is live, you can tell it's live because this bar is full, and on a replay it's not full. And you know what, I got so sick of saying it that I thought, I'll just put live on the screen, and then people will stop asking if it's live or not. But now people ask why there's a big live thing on. So there you go. Not so good. Maybe he might make a GFI here, just for completeness. But I guess he's going to block him here, isn't he? And him there. Oh dear. YouTube comments, bad video, it wasn't live as advertised. Move the big... that is where it was, Mulgripster, but then people were like... Oh. Exactly, why is there a follower if it's live? I don't know. Nobody knows. No, Jam Toast, I have not come up with a 5-team theme yet. Will he go here, or will he make the GFI to go there, or just stand here, or stand here? There's lots of places where this guy could go. Yeah, I should just make the live thing take up 90% of the screen. That would be pretty funny. I guess I could just not respond to people asking me if it's live or not. Because I didn't like how it looked. So okay, we'll take the live off. It's no longer live. And if people ask, they can just, you know, go away. They can make like a tree and go away. Ah, so we moved him in there. That's fair enough. Oh dear. Under the time. I had it in the title. It was just literally everybody who came in. was asking, is it live? So, you know. It'll be it. Yes, you do that flash blinder, yeah. Could you broadcast the live small man game? I mean, he's screwed now, isn't he? Straume, I don't know, Straume, whatever his name is. I think he should have gone for the last turn. He had a Black Orc, could have made a 6+ dodge 2D but on the ball. I think he should have gone for that. Obviously, it sounds like a horrific play, but Spartako was always going to lock it down from that point on, wasn't he? Up 4 players. What is anybody going to do? You had a worse team to start with, and he's down 4 players. That would be great. Commentating on commentating would be amazing. Wow, all the GFIs. What is he going to do here? I like the 6+, 5+, 6+ 2D. Like it's what can he literally do at this point? You can 2D him and free him. But he just did that instead. He could have blocked him and freed him on 2 days. Yeah, no canoring threat for the Orcs. The Orcs. The defensive Orcs strong. Well done, Flashbinder. At this point, what could he do? Try the handoff to the. I'd be wanting the handoff to the Black Orc here. I think the Orcs will win now. Like he so can't lose right now. Can he? There's vaguest chance. I mean, this is over, isn't it? There's only a couple of turns left. I don't think he'll even have the chance of a 1D now, will he? No. Yeah, there is a chance. There is a chance of going for the handoff. But the thing is, he probably wants block on the throw anyway for the final, doesn't he? And he knows he's going to get a soft report next round, probably. He might go for the handoff, but there's, you know, with this much on the line, that you can't be greedy. Even I wouldn't be greedy in this situation. Yeah, when he gets pushed, he can't even base him. Now this is what people don't do. If you notice a lot, there was somebody, one of the other games, they were completely dominating. Oh no, it was against me the other day. I had 3 players on the pitch and I was able to potentially make a -2D or something. But I mean, he's completely locked it down so that you can't even, well, you can 1D, you can 4 plus 3 plus 2 GFIs for a 1D to base him, and then he'll get 3D'd in return. So that is absolutely brutal. And we're not going to see an Orc 1 turn in response. I guess he's got to hope for the riot, hasn't he? But even a wizard wouldn't help him. Well, attrition fireball. He could knock all 4 down, kill them all. But yeah, pretty much, he's done. He's absolutely done. And again, another great match by Spartako. Though this one, I mean, although he outblocked him heavily, you can't argue that this is lucky. I mean, this really is lucky. Oh yeah, the dwarf against the dark elves. Yeah, they both played absolutely terribly that match. Yeah, the dwarf had it. He should have locked it down completely, and then yeah, he got the red carrier. He got red, or maybe it was even a 1D, and popped it and scored on him or something. 4 death fireball. Yeah, I'd love to see that ever. Now, should he make a 3D here of any variety? I guess not. I guess not when it's the World Cup. I guess you can't do it in the World Cup, can you? Although Inarian did with no rerolls. Even to the point of taking a lower percentage play to try and get a competition with his thrower, which was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Well, everyone should have excess money for inducements, really, Flashbinder. That's the thing about Inarian's build, is that he actually used his money, hasn't he? Whereas if he'd started with say 1 reroll and just the tree, he might have been able to get more wizards. But yeah. Yeah, Lucky Bucky. Lucky Bucky might get him. Going into OT actually be better, he could farm a good deal. Potentially Papa's Gaming. But Straume, whatever his name is, has made this hard with so few players that you're not going to risk it. You could lose the toss. You know, there's no point taking that risk in the World Cup. Though maybe he could have tried a handoff to a blitzer. Yeah, Inarian. I think Inarian's a much better coach than Bucky. But Bucky could get lucky. He obviously could. Anyone can get lucky, especially with dwarves against woodies. He could just slaughter him, couldn't he? But yeah, I think there's no doubt that Inarian is the better coach. And now he's got 2 rerolls, so. And Inarian he was unbelievably lucky the one match that I've seen. Yeah, with AV7 you never know exactly. It doesn't take much. Ooh, blitz. That sums up the match. There you go. It's done. No riot for you. No, not necessarily Murloc, Joe. I mean, the match that Spartako beat Blue Pack, I don't even know who had the best look in that match. But this one, obviously Spartako had the best dice, but I think he did play better as well. Yeah, he got a riot that saved his bacon. Wow. And in the match that I saw Inarian play, he made 32 blocks, of which plenty were without block, and he did not 1 in 9 all match. So. Yeah, just protect his players, I guess. He can't 1 turn. So just make sure he takes as few hits as possible. Yes, he does indeed have a leader on a Black Orc. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, maybe strike return. I don't know. I think actually, people said that he had the kick landing spot was terrible for Bucky. I thought it was great because it was at midfield, so he had the option. He had the option of a slow or a fast touchdown, didn't he? Which made his offense a lot easier. The fact it was sudden death. So the fact that he started with the ball near to the end zone was great. Like nearer the end zone, it was absolutely great, I think. That for sure. You know, giving 2D on the carry up on double skulls is pretty lucky, yeah, absolutely. Well, that was his fault, wasn't it? If he set up asymmetrically. His fault. Yeah, I don't want to rag on Bucky, but I just think, you know, Inarian is a lot better than him, and will beat him if the luck is fair or whatever. You know, I don't know. Unless I think Bucky's got to get lucky to beat Inarian, basically. He's definitely going to have the better. He's going to have the better of the luck, or have Inarian, you know, brain fart in some manner. Yeah, absolutely, Shawnee. I would put you in the top 64 players of Blood Bowl too. Absolutely, why not? Right, there you go. All over. 13 AV breaks to 1. Wow. And he did outblock him, but not that heavily. 62 to 39. You know, so it is obviously quite, 3 to 2. But the AV breaks being 13 to 1. You know, you can't argue that Spartako definitely had the better of the dice there. You know, I think he would have to admit that he got the better of the dice. And obviously it all snowballed as well. So while up to that point he may have outblocked him, he then got more and more and more and more and more. Yeah. But I mean, he didn't outblock that much. That's the thing. He still only blocked him 3 to 2. And yep, 5-star player points on the blitzer. Really good. So yep, that was it. GG, congrats to Spartako. I would guess he's definitely the favourite for the World Cup now. I would say so.